Hello friends, in this video we are going to discuss hydroxy acid, the acid which contains hydroxyl group in their structure. They are called as a hydroxy carboxylic acid. Here we are focusing on the methods of formation of malic acid and the chemical properties of malic acid at the beginning of this video, and along with this, we will discuss the citric acid, its methods of formation and the chemical reaction. Now, on this side, I have written different examples of the hydroxy acid. The first example, it is glycolic acid. When one of the hydrogen of the acetic acid is replaced by OH, we get a glycolic acid. The second example, it is having more importance in the stereochemistry because the carbon which is attached to the four different group, that's why it is a chiral carbon, and the name of example is lactic acid. Third example, it is the malic acid, and the fourth example, it is a citric acid. In this way we can write a number of hydroxycarboxylic acid. So now let's start with the malic acids. Malic acid, first of all, it was isolated by a scientist, Carl Wilhelm Scheele, from apple juice. But the name for this malic acid is given by a father of modern chemistry, that is Antony Lavoisier, and he gave the name Acidi malici. Here, the Latin word malum, which is used in the naming of the malic acid, this word means apple. Now the structure of malic acid is such that the carbon is attached to the four different groups: hydrogen, OH, COOH and CH2COH. Therefore, this carbon is a chiral carbon and there is a presence of one chiral carbon. That's why, according to the rule, we get a two isomers. Now in this malic acid, there is a presence of OH group. So the name for this malic acid is a 2-hydroxybutanoic acid because there are four carbons: first, second, third and fourth. Butane is there and 2-dicarboxylic acid, that's why di prefix is used. In this way we can write the IUPAC name 2-hydroxybutanoic acid. Now the chiral carbon is present, that's why we are getting two isomers. As there is a presence of OH group, in the assignment of the configuration we use a DL method. Here a capital D indicates the presence of OH group on the right hand side, whereas capital L indicates the presence of OH group on the left hand side. So here the two isomers are written. This is the L isomer and this is the D isomer of malic acid. This L isomer, it is naturally occurring, but the D isomer is not naturally occurring. That's why only we get a L isomer of malic acid. Look, the position of OH group, it is on the left side of the chiral carbon. Now we will see the method of formation of malic acid. We will see the two methods of formation of malic acid. So this is the first method. It is from the malic acid. When this malic acid is treated with the water in presence of dilute H2SO4, there is a hydration reaction occur, and in this hydration reaction the water molecule is going to add across this carbon double bond carbon. Here the water is going to split into H plus and OH minus. Then the addition of water is like this. So hydrogen is going to attach here, OH going to attach here, and there is a breaking of carbon double bond carbon. It is the hydration reaction, and from malic acid we get here a malic acid by hydration. The difference between these two acids is E. E indicate unsaturation. So unsaturated acid is converted into the saturated by hydration reaction. This is the first method. Then the second method, it is from bromosuccinic acid. There is a presence of bromine group on this carbon. Just we have to replace this bromine by OH, and for this purpose we have to use a moist silver oxide. This is the oxide which is dissolved in the water, and after dissolution we get a silver hydroxide. Then the silver hydroxide possesses Ag plus ion and OH minus ion. It will attack on this carbon, and the Br group, it is removed. It will combine with the silver ion and it will form silver bromide, and the OH group is attached here, so that we get here malic acid. In this way, from bromosuccinic acid we can get a malic acid by replacement of bromine by OH group. It is the simplest replacement reaction. So these are the two methods of formation of malic acid. Now we will see the chemical properties of malic acid. Before starting with the chemical reaction of malic acid, just look the reaction how they are written here. This is the malic acid, then it indicates the heating condition, that is action of heat, temperature is there, then here twice HI, and here oxidation. So the first reaction is malic acid when it is heated at 423 to 453 Kelvin. It gives a fumaric acid as well as malic anhydride. Now, in a fumaric acid, there is a formation of double bond, but the COOH group, they are opposite to each other, because this fumaric acid is more stable than the second acid, which is like this CHCOOH, CHCOOH. These two are the isomers of each other. It is a trans isomer, it is a cis isomer, but it is a less stable because the COOH group, they are on the same side. That's why after the heating of malic acid we get first a fumaric acid due to the removal of water molecule. From this carbon the hydrogen is removed and the OH group from this carbon. So there is a removal of water molecule, we get a fumaric acid. Then this fumaric acid is converted into this malic acid, or it isomerizes into the malic acid in the heating condition. Now this malic acid undergoes a dehydration, that is minus H2O, and it will form a malic anhydride. So we will write here the action of heat on the malic acid gives a fumaric acid as a product and malic anhydride as a product. Now the second reaction of malic acid is that it undergoes the oxidation in presence of KMnO4. Now carefully observe the structure of this malic acid. There is a presence of a CHOH group. It is the secondary alcohol, and this secondary alcohol, it undergo oxidation to form a ketone. So in presence of KMnO4, only the CHOH group is converted into the CO group by the oxidation, remaining structure as it is, a COOH group, CH2COOH group. The name for this compound is oxaloacetic acid. This is the acetic acid fragment, then, and COCOOH, it is the oxalo group, but the oxaloacetic acid, it is in a keto form here. It will undergo a tautomerism to form a enol form. In the enol form, the hydrogen from this carbon, it is shifted to the oxygen and there is a formation of OH group. So the oxidation of malic acid gives oxaloacetic acid. It may be in a keto form or it may be a enol form. Then the last reaction of this malic acid is the reduction of malic acid. In the reduction, the OH group which is present at this carbon, it is replaced by hydrogen. So in presence of hydrogen iodide, we get a succinic acid. Here, the OH group is replaced by hydrogen, and we get here a succinic acid along with the I2 and H2O. So in this way, malic acid shows a formation of fumaric acid, maleic anhydride when it is heated. It gives oxaloacetic acid upon oxidation, and upon reduction, it will give succinic acid as a product. This is all about the malic acid, its methods of formation and chemical reaction. Now the second point in this video is the citric acid. So we will see here a citric acid, its methods of formation and chemical reactions. Citric acid, it is the famous acid. It is obtained from the lemon juice. So it was first isolated by the similar scientist, that is Carl Wilhelm Scheele, but it is isolated before malic acid, 1784. Malic acid was isolated in 1785. It was isolated from the lemon juice, and the source of this citric acid are the unripe fruits of a citrus family. This family gives a citric acid. Look at the structure of the citric acid. Here there is a presence of 6 carbon, out of which there are 3 carboxylic groups. Here this carbon is attached to the 4 group, but out of the 4 group, the CH2COOH and CH2COOH, they are similar. That's why no chiral center is present in the citric acid. Now we will give the IUPAC name for this citric acid by 2 ways. The first way, here I will write a first number, then second, third, fourth, and here a fifth. On the third carbon, there is a presence of 2 groups, that is OH and COH. They are considered as a substituent. So the name is a 3-carboxy, 3-hydroxy. There are 5 carbons in a chain. That's why pentane. At the first carbon and fifth carbon, the carboxyl group is present. So 1,5-pentane-doic acid. In another way, we can name this compound by first carbon, then it is a second, and it is a third. We have to choose only 3 carbon in a chain. Then on the first carbon, second carbon, and third carbon, there is a presence of COOH group, COOH, and COOH. So it is a tricarboxylic acid. And on the second carbon, there is a presence of OH. It is considered as a substituent. So the name will be a 2-hydroxypropane, 1,2,3 tricarboxylic acid. Out of the 2 names, this name is used more frequently, that is 2-hydroxypropane, 1,2,3 tricarboxylic acid. Now see the methods of formation of citric acid. Only one method we will discuss here, that is from glycerol. This is the methods of formation of citric acid from glycerol. Just look at the reaction sequence which is drawn here, and the changes they are occurring in the reaction sequence, they are written by a colored pen. So this is the glycerol. When it is treated with the hydrogen chloride, the OH group which is attached to the first carbon and a third carbon, they are changed to the Cl. So the OH group is replaced by Cl, and here we get a glycerol 1,3-dichlorohydrin. The middle OH group remains as it is. So the 2 OH group, they are replaced by a 2Cl. Now the second step is that this glycerol 1,3-dichlorohydrin, it undergoes a oxidation, and the oxidation occurs at this position. that is CHOH group, it will oxidize to the ketone. So the only change occurs at this carbon. The CHOH is converted into CO. The Cl there remains as it is. Therefore, we get here 1,3-dichloroacetone. In the third step, now this dichloroacetone is treated with the hydrogen cyanide. When it is treated with the hydrogen cyanide, the nucleophile cyanide will attack on this carbonyl carbon and it will form this type of structure, that is COHCN. It is the characteristic reaction of the carbonyl compound. So hydrogen cyanide gives cyanohydrin derivative. So here we get 1,3-dichloroacetone cyanohydrin. Just look here, the change occurs at the middle carbon and we are getting COHCN. Now, the fourth step, we have to replace this Cl group by CN. For that purpose, this 1,3-dichloroacetone cyanohydrin is treated with the potassium cyanide or a sodium cyanide. Here, potassium cyanide is used and it causes the replacement of this Cl and this Cl by a cyanide group, and the change occurs at the first carbon and the third carbon. So here we are getting tricyano compound. On the 3 carbon there is a presence of cyanide. So 1, 2, 3 tricyano 2-hydroxypropane is obtained. Now we can convert this cyanide group into the COOH by hydrolysis. So the last step is the hydrolysis. Here the cyanide group is converted into the COOH and we get a citric acid. So in this way the glycerol can be converted into the citric acid. For that purpose we have to use a 5-step. In the first step, addition of hydrogen chloride, it will causes a replacement of OH by Cl. The second step, oxidation at the middle carbon, it will convert a CHOH group into C double bond O. Then reaction of hydrogen cyanide with the ketone, it will convert the ketone into the cyanohydrin. In the fourth step, potassium cyanide is used, which causes the replacement of Cl by cyanide group, and the fifth step involves the hydrolysis, where all the cyanide groups they are converted into the COH. In this way, glycerol is converted into the citric acid through a reaction sequence. Now, in the last point, we will see the chemical reaction of the citric acid. In the chemical reaction of the citric acid, we will discuss acylation reaction, reduction reaction, and dehydration reaction. The first reaction, it is the acylation reaction. It is the citric acid, it possesses a hydroxyl group, and this hydroxyl group, that is OH group, is converted into OCOCH3. It is called as a acylation, and it is a oxygen acylation, that is O acylation is there. Hydrogen is replaced by a COCH3 group. For that purpose, the citric acid is treated with the acetic anhydride. Then the oxygen possesses lone pair. That lone pair attacks on this carbonyl carbon and there is a removal of acetic acid and there is a formation of OCOCH3, that is monoacetyl citric acid as a product here we get. So this is called as a acylation reaction. The second reaction is a reduction of citric acid. As like a malic acid, there is a replacement of OH by hydrogen in presence of hydrogen iodide. So this OH group is replaced by hydrogen and here we get a CH2COH, CHCOH, CH2COH along with the byproduct, that is iodine and water. And the compound which is having a 3-carboxylic group, it is called as a tricarboxylic acid. Tricarboxylic acid. Just OH group is replaced by hydrogen in case of reduction. And the third reaction, it is a dehydration reaction. Dehydration means removal of water molecule. So in this case, dehydration occurs, that is either hydrogen from this carbon or this carbon and the OH from this middle carbon, they are eliminated as a water molecule, and here we get this type of compound. Here there is a formation of carbon double bond carbon, that is CH-COOH, double bond C-COOH, CH2COH. The name for this compound is aconitic acid. So in this way, citric acid on acylation gives monoacetyl citric acid, reduction gives tricarboxylic acid, and the dehydration of citric acid gives aconitic acid. So in this lecture, we have seen the methods of formation and chemical reaction of malic acid as well as a citric acid. This is all about the hydroxy acid which are included in the syllabus. In the next video, we will see the unsaturated compounds. Thank you for listening me.